The multi-screen video value proposition has been available to FiOS TV customers now going on its third year. And we've managed to bring over 15,000 movies and TV shows into that. And in addition to that, subscription content from brands like HBO and Showtime and Starz and ESPN. And so as we go forward, really the game is get on as many devices that matter to consumers. Don't chase the devices that don't, but maybe make some nice headlines. And continue to increase that video quality. But most importantly, use the TV screen as an anchor to teach customers about that value proposition. When we started a multi-screen video, our first year was a little disappointing, the engagement on the non-TV screens. Not even whole percentages of the total time customers are spending with the service. We spent a lot of time last year teaching customers about this capability that they've been asking for and was right in front of their faces, but was just not readily apparent with them how to access it. And since then we've seen a very significant growth in their engagement, and now we're in the mid to high teens of the total time they spend watching video being not on the TV screen. And so what this has really meant for us is higher engagement. And more time spent with FiOS TV, more time spent means higher revenue and lower churn. So our hope through the whole thing, going into multi-screen, since you can't charge more money for it, has been about increasing engagement, which then has a lot of downstream benefits to it. So instead of a lot of the pundits were saying, pay TV engagement going down, which portends it's about to die, what we've really seen in the last 18 months is a trend on our engagement going up. So 2 years ago, we were about 40 hours a week per household, and now we're looking at about 42, 43 hours a week, which is really pointed in a much happier direction than a lot of the headlines you would read. It's really about getting more content on there. So right now we have a fraction of the total content that is trapped on the TV screen. We've got all the studio content, so 8 major studios, several major studios and a few more. We've got the premium networks, so the HBOs, the Showtimes, the Starz, the Epics type of channels. Really where we've got to begin chipping away, primarily as an industry, but something Verizon has invested heavily in, is those ad-supported networks. And the biggest challenge is, if the eyeballs and the viewership isn't measured on those other screens, then there's no way to sell advertising, and you introduce a potential arbitrage scenario where you're taking the US, the advertising market is $60–70 billion, and no one wants to be the person who makes the decision that introduces arbitrage to that and hopefully makes it up in another way. So we all push really hard on Nielsen, who is the currency in the US, for advertising purchases to get that measurement on other devices, game consoles, computers, tablets, mobile screens. And I think when we see that, we'll see a watershed moment where literally the floodgates open and that ad-supported content would then very rapidly go across all those other screens in and out of home. As we come to the end of our second generation, we launched the product in 2005, September 2005, and brought our second generation product to market in about 2007, 2008. What we've begun to do is take advantage of social media tools. Verizon Forums has a very passionate following, and engage directly product managers and developers with this extremely enthusiastic customer base. I mean, one of the things I consider myself very fortunate is I wake up every morning and just go, thank you for customers who are willing to invest in sometimes many, many hours playing with prototypes, bringing alpha-grade software into their home, living with it, giving us their feedback, and not that focus group stuff behind the mirror, but in the real world, real-time feedback, and nothing gets a bug fixed faster when an engineer having to hear the pain that it's caused directly from their user.